Hello and welcome to Global Racing Esports Network. I'm your host, Mike Lester, and again, we are here on Monday night here with the Global Racing Xfinity Series over here in Global Racing League. So happy to have everybody joining us on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for tuning in, supporting the channel, supporting the series, and supporting the league. As we see some chatter already on the YouTube side from Dale Brooks Sr., good luck to all the drivers out there. And we're here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Come Home to Indy. I believe it's 150 miles that these guys will be doing. They'll be doing 80 laps tonight. Indianapolis, best known as the Brickyard. At the end of the race, the winner gets to get out and kiss the bricks that's on the start finish line. It's a 2.5 mile an hour track, 2.5 mile track. These guys' times was roughly going around about 51 seconds, I do believe. I'm going to check that real quick. Okay, so the top time right now is 52:55 from David Bradford, one of the new guys, new team just coming on board, TCB Motorsports. We got about 8 seconds till we start doing some qualifying and getting ready for tonight's race. 80 laps at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We watch one of the new guys here, Will Hewitt, finish up his practice as his checkered flag has flown on practice, and we will be going to qualifying. Now, these guys did not get a lot of practice on Indianapolis due to the fact that we went off of the iRacing schedule for this week. This is not an official race on iRacing, so these guys have limited practice tonight for tonight's race. It's going to be very interesting to see how some of these guys handled driving this track. We just raced the trucks yesterday. Winner Dale Brooks trying to sweep the race. I should say race weekend. It's Monday, but we'll just say it's a race weekend. He wants to sweep both day and night races here. But so a lot of these guys got some practice going around this track yesterday in the trucks. But some of these guys did not race in the trucks yesterday, so they're coming up here to track very cold. Some guys probably put some races together and put some practice sessions together during the course of the week. So as we see Stephen Hayes, first one on the track, you're going to put down the very long track, and it's shaped like a square, in my opinion. They got four corners, unlike the race last week that had three corners, but these guys have four. They got the four corners here at Indy as we watch Stephen Hayes come down to the start finish line. We'll see how he looks on his first lap. His first lap obviously is one of the fastest so far. Only one to put up a time so far. As we go back here and watch Bobby Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton was second on the speed charts in practice. Keep a close eye on him. He's going to be fast at this track. See, his first lap is quicker than Stephen Hayes's. Like Mike Hayes is going to qualify third so far. Go back here and look at Will Hewitt in a 45, making his Xfinity debut. Sorry about that. I had a 14-year-old had to come up and ask me a question. So go back to the race. As Mr. Dale Brooks Sr. can witness, it's very hard to take care of teenage boys. As we watch Cody Hager to the top of the charts, taking the pole away from teammate David Bradford. Oh, David Bradford comes back around and takes the pole right back from Cody Harger. Jeffrey Weimer out there in the Mission 2273 machine. There's Michael Thorpe, our points leader, coming into tonight's race. Always find Michael Thorpe up front towards the end of the race when it really matters. Let's see how well he does. He's currently sitting 10th quickest. Jump him up to the 8th quickest. Looks like Dale Brooks Jr. Not liking that qualifying setup. He's in 11th place. All right, and that's it for qualifying. So let's bring up the grid and get you guys started and get ready for this race. Your pole sitter for tonight is David Bradford, making his second race here in the Arcus for the Xfinity Series. Cody Harger, teammate, going here in second place. Bobby Hamilton Jr., owner of those two guys, qualifying third. Stephen Hayes, Lazy Lizard, is sitting there in fourth. Jason Schilling from Lazy Lizard, as well as says Skills Motorsports up there, but tonight he's racing for the Lazy Lizards. And Mike Hayes, another Lazy Lizard, up there in sixth place. Will Hewitt from, it says Outcast Racing, but he is from the TCB Racing. Michael Thorpe from Dirty South Racing, and sitting there in eighth place. Ninth place is Don Blazer. I think he is Blazing Fools. Jeffrey Weimer from Blazing Fools in 10th. 11 is Dale Brooks from Blazing Fools. 12, William Brown from William Brown Racing. 13 is David Halsey. Donnie Honeycutt is 14th. Steve Gerber is 15th. Ricky Hudgens 16th. 17th is going to go to Austin McGill. 18th is Chuck Cobb. 19th is going to go to EJ Luna. And 21 is going to go to Brian Britt, the man from PMN, making his face being shown in tonight's race. It's about the third race he's raced with us. It's good to see Brian out there. As you see these guys gridding up and getting ready to move on down the track. Got a couple guys that did not take grid up. Brian Britt and David Brad. Hold on, what's up? Hold on a second. Did David Bradford jump to the pits right as we were getting ready to move out? And that's going to be that's a big big story right there. David Bradford having some issues. The pole setter, if he able to get back in time, he's going to have to start from the pits. So that's going to put him at least a half lap down. Bobby Hamilton's going to be lined up at the pole position, but Cody Harger can go whenever he wants to. As soon as that pace car is down, he's actually going to be the pole setter. He does not have to wait for Bobby Hamilton to do anything. He can set the pace coming off of the coming to the green. I don't know, maybe David Bradford forgot to put his race setup and just realized at the last minute. All right, pace car is going to duck off any time now. Bobby Hamilton has control.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. Side by side, Bobby Hamilton, Cody Hager going into turn one. Bobby Hamilton takes over the lead. Go lead teammate Cody Hager around turns 3, I do believe that is, or turn 2. Coming down the backstretch, they're all fanning out. Jason Schilling taking the third position. Mike Hayes in fourth. Stephen Hayes on that high side in fifth, being challenged by Michael Thorpe Jr. Michael Thorpe Jr. tucks in behind him, now looks on the low side of Stephen Hayes. Will Hewitt in that 45 making his debut, sitting there in 7th place. Hopefully his steering wheel doesn't disconnect on him today. We watch this battle between Stephen Hayes and Michael Thorpe. You see Michael Thorpe getting a little bit loose coming off of that turn. DJ Honeycutt sending out a message to his dad saying, "Good luck, Honeycutt." Notable missing driver tonight, DJ Honeycutt, unable to make the start tonight. Back up front, Bobby Hamilton continues to lead. Teammate Cody Hager Jason Schilling now putting the pressure on that 51 Ford. Mike Hayes right there as well. Stephen Hayes being shown in 5th place. Michael Thorpe falling back now. Was just up there battling Stephen Hayes for 5th place. Now is falling back into the clutches of Will Hewitt and Don Blazer. Jeffrey Weimer right there in that 73 Mission 22 car we spoke of earlier. Here comes Dale Brooks charging his way through the field. Definitely will see Dale Brooks up front at the end of this race as he puts a slide job on the 73 of Jeff Weimer. Two teammates right there battling for 9th and 10th position. See William Brown in that Razor. Indianapolis is so big, I can't find the right camera angle to catch everything. Cameras are set so far off. So I definitely have my mouse working tonight, trying to get y'all the best angle. Mike Hayes making a pass on Jason Schilling. Got some team battles all the way through this field. You got Blazing Fools battling with each other, and you got Lazy Lizards battling with each other. Here you go, Jason Schilling now trying to hold off Stephen Hayes. Michael Thorpe coming right back into the picture as well. See Stephen Hayes looking on the inside of Jason Schilling. He's going to be able to get that pass. Michael Thorpe makes the pass as well. Jason Schilling loses 2 spots in one corner. Now under fire from the 45 of Will Hewitt. Back up front, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Just taking off from the rest of this field. Cody Hager sitting there in second place. You got Michael Hayes now in third place, chasing down Cody Hager. Biggest mover tonight, Austin McGill so far up 5 positions, up to number 12. Trying to battle there with Dave Halsey for that 11th position to give him another position. David Bradford looks like he finally made it back onto the track. Still on the lead lap. It looks. Was able to catch up to the back of Donnie Honeycutt. You see Bobby Hamilton with a 2-second lead over Cody Hager. Another half a second behind that is Mike Hayes. Mike Hayes catching Cody Hager, trying to get that second position away from him. Stephen Hayes back here still battling with season-long rival Michael Thorpe Jr. And it's really hard to pass when the car in front of you is taking your line. Michael Thorpe has got to sit there and wait for the 13 to make a mistake. Right here, the battle for second and third between Cody Hager and Mike Hayes. Will Hewitt and Don Blazer back here. They're in close proximity with each other, battling for that 6th and 7th place. Right behind them, Dale Brooks up 3 positions up to 8th place. Jason Schilling falling like a rock all the way back to 9th place. Was complaining that his car got real tight real quickly. Was trying to loosen it up. We will have a competition caution at lap 15, so these guys can make some kind of adjustments on their cars to try to see if they can do something with that 25 car of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Back here, Dale Brooks and Don Blazers switching spots there. Give Dale Brooks 7th. Give Don 8th. Back here, let's go back here and look at the middle of the pack. Jeffrey Weimer sitting in the top 10. Now trying to put the pressure on Jason Schilling. And Jeff Weimer does a great job getting around him, making a good pass there. So put Jeffrey Weimer up to 9th place. Jason Schilling back to 10th. Here comes David Halsey. David Halsey ran really good yesterday in the race and got collected up in an accident. Kind of ended his day early, so he's definitely want to rebound here and give himself a good run. So far, still our biggest mover, Austin McGill, sitting there back in 12th position, still up 5 positions from the start of the race. Looks like David Bradford is the man on the mission, making passes back here. Had the fast car, got the pole position. As you see now, looks at the backside of Ricky Hudgens. Not for long, going to make the pass on Ricky Hudgens going into the front stretch, going into turns 1. And now we got a battle for second place. Mike Hayes, Cody Hager. Ooh, it looked like Mike got a little tight. Had to get out of the gas a little bit, but everything worked out good. Nobody got touched. No damage. He's got to reel it up and get back in. See right there, Stephen Hayes and Michael Hayes. Sorry, Stephen Hayes and Michael Thorpe right there behind. Will Hewitt getting pressure from Dale Brooks. Back here, Ricky Hudgens falling. Lost a spot to David Bradford, lost a spot to William Brown. Now under fire from Chuck Cobb, and get the position to Chuck Cobb. Oh, I don't know if see if you can see any damage on that right side of Ricky Hudgens. Looks like he's running that high side. Something happened with Mike. Mike Hayes is coming down pit road. I'm not sure if this is because of the competition caution coming right out and he wants to try something new. You see right side tires coming on. Here comes Bobby Hamilton Jr. coming down. Looks like, let me see, what turn is he on here? Like he's gonna come down. Here he's gonna start coming down the pit road. And we should that. And that might have been by design by Mike Hayes. Just to try to stay on the lead lap, come down under green flag, and stay out under this caution flag. This is a competition caution. No accident has happened. It's a competition caution, so this might have been a design call from the 99. A couple guys tried that yesterday, and got caught a lap down. So it's always risky. Mike Hayes was running second when he came down. You see this track, it takes a long time to catch back up to that pace car. So, caution or pit road will be open this time by to see how many should get all takers besides Mike Hayes. And that's definitely good for drivers like David Bradford, who had issues at the start of the race, had to start from the pits. He's worked his way back up to 11th. Now with this yellow flag putting them all together. You see Steve Gerber, we ain't talked a lot about him tonight. He's up here in the 6th position. You see everybody coming down pit road, except for that man right there, Mike Hayes. He's going to take over the lead from Bobby Hamilton Jr. via the pitting one lap before the caution comes out. Watch the race off of pit road. You see there Bobby Hamilton right there in that third slot. Looks like Stephen Hayes is going to beat Bobby out. Here comes Dale Brooks. Does Dale Brooks beat him out? Oh, Dale Brooks does not beat him out, but Dale Brooks jumping up about 3 positions up to 4th, maybe even 4 positions. Dale Brooks being shown in the 4th spot. Stephen Hayes getting out in front of everybody that came down pit road. Going to be in the 2nd spot right behind brother Mike Hayes. Bobby Hamilton Jr. sitting there in 3rd. So your top 10 running order is Mike Hayes, Stephen Hayes, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Dale Brooks, Cody Hager, Michael Thorpe Jr., Don Blazer, Jeffrey Weimer, William Brown, and David Bradford. Again, I'd like to take this time to thank everybody for tuning in to Global Racing Esports Network and supporting the channel, supporting the league, and supporting this series. The series is growing. We're up to got 19 drivers out there, or 18 drivers out there on the track. So this Xfinity series is getting bigger. Like to get about 6 or 7, maybe even 10 more drivers out there on a regular basis. Sorry about the yawn. Double file restart. See the pace car lights are out. He's going to take this one more turn, and he's going to duck down pit road and going to hand over controls to Mike Hayes. Mike Hayes will restart us on lap 18. There you go. Pace car ducks down. Now it's all up to Mike Hayes where Mike Hayes wants to run at. As you see him take off a little bit, little squirrely on the takeoff. Stephen Hayes sleeping just a little bit. Bobby Hamilton Jr. taking over that second position. Bobby Hamilton hasn't had to worry about dirty air this whole race. Now he's behind Mike Hayes. You see how that car handles when he has to follow somebody. Right here, got a little further. Hager and Thorpe battling with Dale Brooks, taking the position away from Dale Brooks. Put Dale back to 5th or 6th place. Put Mike up to 5th and Cody up to 4th. You see Mike Hayes trying to break the draft with him and Bobby Hamilton. You don't want that guy sucking up to the back end of your car. You want him to have to fight that just as much wind as you are here at Indianapolis. So you'll see these guys serpentine all the way down these back stretches, trying to break that draft with these guys. Dale Brooks losing another position to David Bradford. These guys had an opportunity to make some changes on their cars. Dale Brooks is definitely one of those guys who would be doing changes if needed. And sometimes you might go the wrong way with your setup, and you get a car like what we see here with Dale Brooks falling back, now under fire from teammate Jeff Weimer. Back up front, Mike Hayes continuing to lead Bobby Hamilton Jr., Stephen Hayes, Cody Hager, and Michael Thorpe Jr. Your top 5. Nope, right there, all together. You see now 25 of Bobby Hamilton trying to put the pressure on the 99. See behind here, Stephen Hayes under fire from Cody Hager. Michael Thorpe getting behind the 13. Now getting on the inside of him. Can Michael Thorpe make the pass as well? Here comes David Bradford making it all the way back from very back of the pack. Made his way up to 6th place. Now going to be battling Stephen Hayes for that 5th position. Mike Hayes continuing to lead Bobby Hamilton. Now Mike Hayes, side by side, door to door, coming down the front stretch, going into turns 1. Bobby Hamilton going to be able to make the pass on Mike Hayes and regain the lead on lap 24. So give the lead to Bobby Hamilton Jr. Now 2nd place, Mike Hayes. Cody Hager sitting there in 3rd place. Michael Thorpe Jr. now being under fire from David Bradford. See Dale Brooks back here now battling with Will Hewitt. And at 45 for 7th and 8th. As you see David Bradford getting on the inside of Michael Thorpe Jr. Going down the front stretch. At the line, give it to Michael Thorpe, but Bradford not going anywhere. Now Thorpe slides down and closes his run off. Oh, we got, just as we go back there and look, Chuck Cobb, Don Blazer has a little bit of damage. Let's see. Let's go back and. Okay, hold on. Maybe that wasn't Chuck Cobb. Let's go back and look and see what happened to Don. Big hit on that outside, but what made him go to the outside? That's the. All right, let's watch this here. You see the inside, Ricky Hudgens. Oh, I can't really tell what happened there, but they did make contact, sending the 23 of Don Blazer up the track and hit the outside wall. Ooh, almost gets collected by Donnie Honeycutt. I thought it was Chuck Cobb at the time, but there's Chuck driving just fine, sitting there in 13th position. Back up for 4th position. Thorpe trying to put the pressure on the 3rd place of Cody Hager. Wow, the number 60 of David Bradford trying to put the pressure on Thorpe. Up front, Bobby Hamilton Jr. not pulling away as much as he did in the first segment, but he still has pulled away from Mike Hayes just over a second, or just under a second, I should say. All right, well, we got this moment here. We're going to go ahead and do a crank it up session for y'all so I can stop talking for a minute. as we follow Dave Halsey right there in front of him. A lot of battling going on with Jason Schilling, Jeffrey Weimer. Right in front of them is Will Hewitt. Looks like David Bradford has moved into third place, taking it over from Cody Hager. Michael Thorpe falling back to fifth place. Dale Brooks sitting there in sixth place. Got Stephen Hayes back here in seventh. So long green flag run here. Now it's gonna be time to test these guys' cars, test how good that long distance setup is. Did the changes you make at the last caution, that competition caution, if they're gonna work out for you? Mike Hayes making ground up against Bobby Hamilton Jr., trying to get back up there and take that lead back. The last time by, Bobby Hamilton Jr. was quicker than Mike Hayes. We'll check it at the line and see who's the quickest this time by. Mike Hayes by a couple tenths quicker, but David Bradford in that third place, quickest driver of all, 55.4 compared to Mike Hayes' 55.49 or 55.49. These guys are almost about 3 seconds off of their quickest time. Tire wear here has come into play as we see Mike Hayes catching right up to the back of our leader, Bobby Hamilton. As it looks like now Donnie Honeycutt, next car to go a lap down. Well, maybe that wasn't Donnie Honeycutt right there in front of him. It might look like maybe Don Blazer. Don Blazer still on the track, trying to make up as much time as he possibly can after that hard crash. He's right there in front of our leaders. Bobby Hamilton doing a good job of holding off Mike Hayes. Every time Mike Hayes gets up to the bumper, he's unable to make the pass. And Michael Thorpe Jr. back here in fifth position, looking at the backside of Cody Hager in that 51 Ford. Dale Brooks right there behind Michael Thorpe, see if they can work together, try to get back up here to the rest of these guys. Here's number 60, David Bradford, currently sitting in third place. Something happened at the beginning of the race. He had to start from the pits, stayed on the lead lap, got that competition caution. Now he's back up here in third place, looking to try to get that lead back from Mike Hayes and Bobby Hamilton. This tire, or sorry, this track will eat up them tires. They got 4 individual turns, so you're turning your wheel twice as much as you would on a normal mile-and-a-half track or even the normal super speedways. So a lot more tire wear is going on these tires. So playing to save the tire game, not a bad idea if anybody's out there doing it. Dale Brooks getting around Michael Thorpe Jr. for 5th place. Now looking at the inside of Cody Harger, trying to get that 4th away from him. Has Dale Brooks played the long distance game and is going to be the biggest advantage to him? Battling side by side with the 51. 51 gets the advantage going across the start finish line coming into turns 1. The 51 not allowing the 32 to come up the track to get that speed coming off. Going to hold him down. Hard racing. Good hard side by side racing. As you see, Stephen Hayes back there. What happened? Goes off the track a little bit, but he saves it and comes back up. Let's go ahead. Let's see what happened to Stephen Hayes here. Oh, he just starts fishtailing it. Luckily, there's a concrete right there, and he was able to save it, get back on the track. No harm, no foul. Back up front, Mike Hayes right back at it, trying to do something with this 25. As you see, Mike Hayes coming around that turn's really hot, coming out of it, looking like he's going to go sideways, allowing Bobby Hamilton a little breathing room. Back here for 4th, 5th, and 6th, Cody Hager, Dale Brooks, and Michael Thorpe. Dale Brooks has the same issues as Mike Hayes. Can get to the back end of that 51 car, but once he gets there, having trouble getting around it. With Dale Brooks is able to get side by side, but Dale Brooks needs that exit room to get any kind of momentum coming off the turns. And the 51 is just not giving it to him. Like Ricky Hudgens is taking his car to the pit road, as well as Austin McGill. So those are 2 Dirty South guys sitting on pit road. Hood's up. I do believe we got some damage done to the right side of Ricky Hudgens' car there. Biggest mover tonight, Dale Brooks. And that 32 Chevrolet up 6 spots from his starting 11th spot. As he tries to chase down Cody Harger to get one more at least. Up front, Bobby Hamilton Jr. still leading, but Mike Hayes not going anywhere. Over halfway done with the race. No cautions to speak of other than the competition caution. Everything's getting a little spread out. Still some good racing going on up here for the lead. Bobby Hamilton trying to hold off Mike Hayes. Let's not forget about David Bradford. David Bradford, fast car tonight, right there. In case one of these two guys makes a mistake, and as we see Mike Hayes look to the inside on Bobby Hamilton going into turns one. Oh, Bobby's just gonna. I think it looks like Bobby's just gonna give it to him. Said Bobby's like, all right, you're faster. Let's go. New leader, Mike Hayes. Let's see if he's gonna able to keep a hold of the lead coming around to lead this lap. $14 cars still on the lead lap. 15 cars on the track, it looks like. Oh, Don Blazer to make that 16 cars on the track. Don Blazer going to be able to get some more positions away from Ricky Hudgens and Austin McGill if he stays on the track long enough. Oh, there he goes. He gets one from Ricky Hudgens, does a couple more laps, and he'll be able to get one from Austin McGill. Here comes our leaders. Looks like the 60 cars of David Bradford getting a little bit discombobulated there. And here comes Dale Brooks once again, trying to charge past Cody Harger. He's able to get up to the bumper of him, but it's so hard to pass here, especially if that guy has that line in front of you. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Global Racing Esports Network. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting the series, and thank you for supporting the league. I know we got some Dale Brooks fans out there. Let me know you think he can make a comeback. As you see, he's going to try to take away the 4th place away from Cody Hager, but Cody Hager been fighting all night long. Oh, there's a slide job from the 32. He's able to take away the 4th spot away from Cody Harger. But here comes Cody Harger right back, trying that crossover move. But now Dale Brooks not going anywhere. Dale Brooks not allowing Cody Harger to get up off of that corner. Dale Brooks is able to make the pass to pull away from Cody. So give Dale Brooks fourth place now. Now he's trying to look and see if he can find David Bradford. Here we go. We got a battle for the lead once again. Bobby Hamilton taking it away from Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes looking on the inside, and the only thing this is accomplishing is allowing that number 60 to get right back up in here to race for the lead. Mike Hayes now taking the lead back away from Bobby Hamilton Jr. And here comes David Bradford right up to the back of Bobby Hamilton to make it a three-way battle for the lead now. Mike Hayes coming down pit road. This definitely could be another pit strategy from that 99. He came down at lap 14, one lap before the competition caution came out. Was able to take the lead. Now he's doing a little bit of short pitting there, seeing if it works out for him. He probably can make it the rest of the way on fuel. As you see, now our leader, Bobby Hamilton, comes in. Gives the lead back up to David Bradford, our pole setter. And that would be the first lap that David Bradford has led. Dale Brooks staying out, taking the second position. Here comes Stephen Hayes in the third position. Mike Hayes back out on the track. As you see, Mike Hayes now coming around Bobby Hamilton as Bobby Hamilton comes off the track. Give the lead over to Dale Brooks. Dale Brooks going to lead the lap, get that bonus point. See Stephen Hayes, Michael Thorpe Jr. coming down pit road, as well as Jeffrey Weimer. When all said and done, Michael Hayes will have the lead because of that one pit lap earlier. Michael Hayes has built up a 3.5 second lead over Bobby Hamilton Jr. as Michael Hayes jumped up to second position. Dale Brooks trying to stay out as long as he can. Hope for a caution. Don't know if this strategy is going to work out for old Dale Brooks. Right now, he is losing a considerable amount of time to all these guys with the fresher tires. There you see the 45 of Will Hewitt trying to get his lap back. And he is able to. Here comes Dale Brooks finally coming down pit road for his services. He locks him up at the line. And here comes Michael Hayes. Mike Hayes takes back over the lead after all green flag stops have been made. See, Dale Brooks going to lose a couple of spots now. See if Michael Thorpe comes around and is able to get it. You see Dale Brooks still on. Oh, but he is able to get out in front of, or beside Thorpe right there. So has fresher tires than Thorpe. So we see if he gets back around him. But he is almost 15 seconds behind our leader, Mike Hayes. Let's see where the closest battling right now. Let's see Dale Brooks trying to catch Michael Thorpe for that 5th place. Back up front, Mike Hayes, 3.3 second lead over Bobby Hamilton Jr. A lot of different strategies have been played. Michael Hayes doing a early pit stop with Bobby Hamilton coming in one lap after him. Dale Brooks staying out an additional 4-5 laps. "26 laps to go." "9:04 in the evening here on the East Coast." Battle right here between second and third, David Bradford and Bobby Hamilton Jr. "51, Cody Hager. TCB having a really good race tonight. They're certainly currently sitting in second, third, fourth, and eighth. So good run for the new team. Lazy Lizards up there in first and seventh and ninth. So good run for them. The highest member of Dirty South Motorsports is Michael Thorpe, sitting there in fifth. Dale Brooks is the highest member of the Blazing Fools Racing, sitting there in 6th place. So in the top 10, I think all teams are represented up here, besides Stephen Hayes. Yeah, no, Stephen Hayes is my driver. But no, all drivers except for William Brown Motorsports represented in the top 10. But of course, William Brown, I think, is the only driver from William Brown Motorsports out there. Nope, Donnie Honeycutt, I believe he is from William Brown Motorsports too. John Blazer's still out there numerous laps down, but he can pick up a couple of positions. Looks like Chuck Cobb is taking his car to the garage, as well as William Brown. Gets a dance. So Don Blazer can catch a couple more positions out there as the battle for the second place heats up. David Bradford chasing down Bobby Hamilton. David Halsey and Will Hewitt having a nice battle. David Halsey gets around him cleanly. Good passing going on when you're able to do it. So definitely hats off. Big shout out to all these guys racing real clean out there tonight. Approaching 20 laps to go, and here in a couple of laps, Mike Hayes continuing to lead. Bobby Hamilton Jr. in second, closely followed by David Bradford in third, and other teammate 51, Cody Hager, sitting there in fourth spot, battling with Michael Thorpe. And here comes Dale Brooks, trying to make up the ground. Let's bring up pit strategy here. As you see, these guys, Michael Hayes was able to do 35 laps on his tires, or on his fuel. And he's done 11 on this one. So he should be able to make it the rest of the way as well. Bobby Hamilton Jr. sitting there in second place, still being trailed by David Bradford. I think these guys are working together to get faster, because Mike Hayes' lead has dropped down to 1.7 seconds. So the 60 car and the 25 car definitely working together, as teammates should, try to catch the 99 of Michael Hayes. With 20 laps to go, should be able to do it. You see the gap between Michael Hayes and Bobby Hamilton. Dale Brooks coming around lap car of Jeff Weimer. Put Jeff up to fourth place over Michael Thorpe. Race for the lead is going to heat up in the next couple of laps. Bobby Hamilton Jr. and David Bradford, who are working superb with each other, caught the back end of Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes has no friends out there in that little group of cars that he's running with. Right now he's a sitting duck. He might have to make his car double the amount wide in order to hold on to this lead. Nose to tail, nose to tail. 25 looking low on Mike Hayes. Going to try to make the pass. Coming into turn 3, I believe that was, and he's able to do it with help from the 60 car. Here comes the 60 car taking over the second position. "17 laps to go. Give the lead back over to Bobby Hamilton Jr. with David Bradford in tow." Don't you gotta love the spammers spamming your chat room there? So right now, Bobby Hamilton, David Bradford, 1 and 2. We got Don Blazer coming down pit road. I think Don Blazer. I don't know. Don can get some more positions out there. Jeffrey Weimer's staying out there, and so is Will Hewitt's come in. You see Don Blazer coming in to make his pit stop. And looks like we got a battle for the lead. Bobby Hamilton Jr., David Bradford. Looks like David Bradford's mission from the very back. Ooh, gets sideways coming through that turn, but holds on to the speed. Here we go, NASCAR on ice. See David Bradford now continuing to pull away just slightly over Bobby Hamilton. Michael Hayes fading back, hoping that he can hold third position. Dale Brooks about 7 seconds behind Mike Hayes, but almost a second faster than Mike Hayes. So Mike Hayes definitely still got to play guard over that third place, try to get that podium finish. "14 laps to go. David Bradford, your new leader, catching the back end of Donnie Honeycutt. They put him a lap down and make it so that we only have 10 cars on the lead lap. Steve Gerber will be the last car on the lead lap, sitting there in 10th position. Donnie Honeycutt dropping to the bottom, giving all these guys room on the outside to get around them. "13 laps to go, and I'm happy because I'm over here yawning and yawning and yawning." So your leader, David Bradford. Let's go back here and see if there's any kind of racing for position right now. Closest one would probably be David Halsey and Jason Schilling. Back here, this will be a battle for 8th and 9th. Cody Hager right there behind Jeff Weimer. Jeff Weimer a lap down. Right in front of Jeff is Michael Thorpe, our points leader, sitting there in 5th place. Mike Hayes making his way around Donnie Honeycutt. Bobby Hamilton not giving up yet, trying to catch back up to David Bradford. David Bradford, the fastest guy on the track tonight on that last lap. I think Dale Brooks has used up what he had of the freshness of those tires, trying to catch up to these guys. He's 5 seconds behind Mike Hayes. Don't think he's going to have enough time to capitalize on those fresher tires. Back up front, David Bradford continuing to lead. Last time by, Bobby Hamilton Jr. by 1/10 of a second quicker than David Bradford. Mm, 9 laps to go. Can Bobby Hamilton catch his teammate? And can he make a show at the end? You see Mike Hayes back here in 3rd, trying to do his best just to keep the car looking nice and get going. See if he can hold on to the 3rd place finish. See Dale Brooks back here behind Donnie Honeycutt. Back here about just under 4 seconds behind Mike Hayes. Sitting there hoping that Mike Hayes or any of those 2 cars in front of him makes a mistake, or all 3 of them make a mistake, and it gives him the opportunity to get around everybody. Last time by, Dale Brooks was slower than Mike Hayes by over a half a second. Just, with 8 laps to go, fixing to be 7 laps to go, Bobby Hamilton Jr. not making any kind of strides to shorten that gap up. Coming into a new series with a new team, having good results in the last couple weeks. You got David Bradford out front with team owner Bobby Hamilton Jr. right behind him. Mike Hayes in third place. Back here in fourth is going to be our biggest mover of the night, Dale Brooks, up 7 positions. Michael Thorpe Jr. sitting there in 5th place. Cody Hager is going to be 6th. Stephen Hayes, 7th. David Holsey up 5 spots for himself. He's up to 8th place. Jason Schilling falling back 4 spots, sitting there in 9th place. 10th place is going to go to Steve Gerber. That's your top 10. Those are your lead lap cars. 6 laps to go. David Bradford. Let's make it 5 to go once he crosses the start-finish line. Now pulling away from the rest of the field, a half second and a half away from Bobby Hamilton Jr. Mike Hayes now falling back about 7 seconds behind our leader. So with a handful of laps, I mean, he can still see Bobby Hamilton in that mirror. So if you can see him in your mirror, they're still a threat. Don't want to make any mistakes that cause Bobby to get that late run on you. Stay away from the walls. Keep the car down as low as you can. Come off of the turns a little bit earlier. Coast around the corners. Do it for 5 more laps worth of turns, and you're going to be the winner. Now 4 laps to go. And before the conclusion of this race, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to Global Racing Esports Network. I'm your host, Mike Lester, and for Global Racing Xfinity Series, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in. You could have done anything tonight, but you chose to watch our race. We want to thank you for everything that y'all do each and every week for us. Let's see the 60 car. David Bradford just putting Clinic down. Had some issues at the beginning of the race. Got the pole. Had to come off the grid right before the grid started rolling off of the pit road. Had to start in the pit road. Worked his way all the way back and has taken the lead for the very first time about 10 laps ago. Got 3 more laps to lead, and he should be going to be our winner. Dale Brooks, as you can see, the back end of Mike Hayes' car right now. He might be able to get to Mike Hayes, but he would need all those laps just to get up to him. Two laps to go. The race on the track is going to be the race for third, that last podium spot. Mike Hayes with the older tires. Does Dale Brooks have enough to get up to him and make the pass? Does he have enough time to make the pass? He's probably got enough car. He's probably got more car than Mike Hayes does right now. Or does he have enough time? Time is definitely on Hayes' side. As David Bradford takes the white flag. Final lap, 1 lap to go. Bobby Hamilton Jr. coming through in second. Dale Brooks is going to make this very interesting for that last podium spot. Coming around turn 1. David Bradford coming down one last time, one last turn. Does he have his first win in the Xfinity Series? Checkered flag is out. David Bradford's going to be your winner tonight. Bobby Hamilton comes across third or second. Mike Hayes is going to be able to get that third place there. Dale Brooks going to come home fourth. Michael Thorpe crosses the finish line fifth. Cody Hayter is going to get sixth. Stephen Hayes, with all of his troubles for the night, is going to come home seventh place. David Holsey up 5 spots. Looks like he's going to hold on to the 8th spot. Jason Schilling's going to hold on to the 9th. Steve Gerber, as soon as he gets the memo that the race is over, he's going to be showed in 10th place. But there's your winner for tonight, David Bradford. We'll give him some burnout time. You're going to get a little congratulations bump from the 32 of Dale Brooks saying, congratulations, great race. All right, going to park himself right there underneath that. There you go. Burn them down. All right, so there we go. You can get out and kiss them bricks now. All right, so let's get on with these. Let's bring up the final results before we get to the interviews. David Bradford, your winner. Bobby Hamilton, second. Third could go to Michael Hayes. Fourth is Dale Brooks. Fifth is Michael Thorpe Jr. Sixth is going to be Cody Harger. Seventh is going to be Stephen Hayes. Eighth is David Halsey. Ninth is Jason Schilling. 10th is Steve Gerber. 11th is going to go to Donnie Honeycutt. 12th is going to be Jeffrey Weimer. 13th is Don Blazer. 14th is Will Hewitt. 15th is going to go to William Brown. Chuck Cobb is going to finish 16th. Austin McGill is going to be 17th. Ricky Hudgens is going to be 18th. Brian Britt, EJ Luna, and Kenny Heath did not start the race. Kenny Heath being our race control for the night. We definitely want to give him a big shout out and a big thanks for doing that on a Monday night. We could be doing Michigan right now, but we're doing race control in booth. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get to let's empty all these out. Let's get to some interviews here. We're gonna bring up, look for the third place of Michael Hayes sitting there in Lazy Lizard all by himself. Let's bring him up to the broadcast booth. Mike Hayes, Mike Lester booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, congratulations on a third place finish. You led some laps. Looked like you had a good strategy. You came in 1 lap prior to the competition caution. He came out and gave you the lead, led a lot of laps, but that David Bradford, he just had the car tonight, man. How was the racing out there?
It was tough, man. It was really tough. We didn't have any setups for this track, so we're all kind of scrambling to try to figure out how we're gonna run it. But I felt like my car was pretty good in the long run on that first long green flag run, but that ended up not being the case on the second green flag run. I couldn't stop almost spinning the car out every corner. It seemed like I tried changing lines and stuff, but nothing seemed to work. I just kept getting looser and looser and looser.
Well, I mean, loose is not that bad at a track like this. I mean, you still have to. I guess too loose would cause you to have to get off the gas a little bit more.
Yeah, I was turning a little bit more right than left, so that's probably not
Yeah,
the best
loose
thing.
going.
Probably.
Yeah, loose going to the right is not a good thing. But y'all went. I mean, y'all went 80 laps, and the only caution that we had out there was the competition caution. Had a lot of lead changes, a lot of battling between you and David Bradford, and you and Bobby Hamilton Jr. And man, tell us how that was. How was the battling out there?
It was fun uh that first run before the competition caution. I mean, I felt like I could keep up with them pretty good, and yeah, the pit strategy. I didn't think I was gonna be the only one, but I ended up being the only one coming down right before the yellow, and I barely stayed out ahead of him. I think I was like a couple seconds ahead of Bobby. I barely stayed on the lead lap, but I ended
Oh,
up getting up to first.
mm, yeah.
Sucks
Well,
I couldn't keep it up there, man.
you're,
But honestly, I surprised myself with the third place finish. I'll take it.
well, I mean, you raced well up there. Don't be. I wouldn't be surprised. You were up there racing very well. You're up in the top three, top four all race long. So having third place finish, definitely a good race, man. Next week we're gonna go. It looks like we're going to Michigan. I do believe. Yeah. How you like your chances over in Michigan?
I haven't done too many races at Michigan, but I like the bigger tracks, so I'm hopeful that it'll be a good one for me. Hopefully.
All right. Well, it's definitely gonna be a good points day for you today. Congratulations, man. Before we let you go, who you want to give a shout out tonight to?
Yeah, shout out to the team, Lazy Lizard. I think we all ran pretty well today, besides the fact that we didn't have setups or anything, and we're all kind of tweaking our own setups. I think we all did pretty good on that. Shout
Well,
out to Global for having these races. As always, they're very competitive and pretty fun up here in the Xfinity series. And thanks for you for broadcasting it.
appreciate that. And all right, well, congratulations once again on a third place finish. Congratulations on leading some laps, man. We look forward to talking to you again next week at Michigan International Speedway.
All right, thank you, Michael.
All right, can send him back down to the Lazy Lizard. All right, now we're gonna look for the second place guy here. See if I can find him, and that's gonna be our runner-up position. He might be the runner-up, but he's definitely the winning owner. Bobby Hamilton, Mike Lester Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Oh man, what a race that TCB put on tonight, man. You guys took care of business with a 1-2 finish. Man, you got to be ecstatic.
We are, and all this whole race is David Bradford's. A lot of us didn't have a lot of time to work with this thing. We done some practice, but he sit there and tinkered and tinkered and tinkered, and we were really good. The 99, he was really good, but on the long run stuff and in the middle run stuff, we were really good. So this one's all David. I mean, he deserved to win. He made the set, and he kept tinkering with it and told us this is going to be the right way. So, but overall, yeah, man, we had Cody was fast all night. David and myself and it was a good day.
Well, definitely. I mean, that's saying understatement. It was a great day. If I was, I mean, my driver came in third. I had a good day. I had all my drivers in the top 10 and had a good day. But you guys over in TCB, y'all just took care of business.
Yeah, and qualifying is really important. We worked on. We knew track position was going to be big, and this goes to show the kind of guys we got all over here. This wasn't a race that you can just go buy a setup for. You had to build this thing, and that shows the talent. Well, it shows the really talented of David Bradford, and it shows the talent of the rest of our guys putting their input on things. And sit on the pole was fastest in practice, and we've won everything today. So that was a big day for us, and keep building this. And a little bit late for us on the championship. Got in here too late. We're definitely going for it following season.
Oh yeah, look forward to seeing that. Looking forward to seeing TCB battle for that number one position next season and battling for the rest of this season and getting them some wins. I got a good feeling that y'all can get some wins under your belts tonight. But next week, man, Michigan International Speedway. You, as a former NASCAR driver, have a lot of experience with tracks like this, man. You think that gives you guys a little bit of an advantage?
No, it doesn't. I mean, the thing that we've got is everybody puts in the time practicing and testing and stuff like that. So, but we can go back and everybody can get a decent setup that you can get off online and stuff, and kind of tinker from there. And it kind of gives you a real big head start. So then you can start working on your car and traffic. And the main thing is making sure you can turn under guys and keep in the throttle, because if you can do that, you're going to be fast down the straightaway.
Yeah. you said it right there. Just tinkering and getting that practice in makes the biggest advantage that any driver can have.
Yeah, and that's all you can hope for. But we're gonna work hard at it and see if we can. See if one of us, David, or any of the other four guys with us, and keep this momentum going. But I appreciate the show. Appreciate y'all inviting us here and having us here, and see y'all next week.
All right, man. Well, before you go, who you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just the competitors in here. It's real fun. It's a real good, friendly atmosphere. It's real good to be around the people. They all cut up, have a good time, and they give it to you, and they don't mind if you give it back. On the racetrack, they're really clean. They race you hard, and just the effort that all the admins put in here to make this a pretty good show. And I'm glad to be here, and I know my guys are. So looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we appreciate the words, man. We look forward to many seasons with TCB out there racing as hard with everybody else, man. But congratulations on your runner-up positions. Congratulations on your team win. And, man, we look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you, bud.
All right, that's Bobby Hamilton Jr., your runner-up position tonight. We're going to send him back down to TCB Motorsports. And now I'm going to bring up the guy sitting in the winner's circle. Only one driver can call themselves the winner tonight, sitting in the winner's circle. David Bradford, Mike Lester booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Well, man, you had a most interesting night that capitalized with you taking home the win. Start of the race. Let's go back to the very beginning. You're sitting there on the pole, and then your car disappears, and you take it back to the garage. You missed the start of the man. What was going on?
Well, I forgot to put in my race set over my qualifying set, and then when I went to put the race set in, instead of hitting my setups, I hit save as and saved right over my race set. So then I had to sit there in the garage and make sure I put all the right springs, make sure the track bars were in it, make sure the tape was in the right spot. And luckily I got a pretty good memory, and I think I got most of it for the most part. And it came on up through there, man.
It did come up through there, and if you go back and watch the replay, I called it. I was like, I bet you he forgot to take his qualifying off and put his race set up, and that's why he had to jump back in there. So that's one win for me tonight.
Yeah, good call, man, because trust me, I was panicking. They're like, are you coming? I was like, oof. Good thing there's a caution at lap 15, because that really helped us out.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that, man. Well, besides that, you had to start from the pits. I automatically put you a half a lap at least a half a lap down. This is a big track, so you wasn't going to be going a lap down, but that's still quite a feat that you have to overcome, being a fast car and going to the field. Even if you have a fast car, is one thing, and you know you can get around these guys, but it's always a little bit scary trying to get around the slower cars. I don't want to say slow cars, but the cars that are slower than you, and you know you're slower than you. You got to take your time, man. Walk us through a couple of these laps coming through these fields with the rest of these drivers out there.
Honestly, I didn't really have a big worry as far as the other drivers went, man. I mean, they drive you tough, but they drive you clean as well. And the track, the way it was, and I think there was a really big gust of wind going into 3, and that's where I was able to set up a lot of passes. As a lot of guys would start to overdrive that corner, and I could just stick it right to the white line because I backed off so early to get it turned. And really, that was the gist of it. I don't really recall any close calls. It's just, when you're driving up through there on guys that didn't quite hit the setup the same as you, it's you just give them a little bit of extra room, and 9 times out of 10 they give you a little bit of extra room. Show a little bit of patience. Don't just fire things off in there and hope to God that it sticks. Show people respect on the racetrack, and they'll show it right back to you.
You're definitely right about that. I think everybody should have that motto. But let's talk about TCB. First, second, 6th, and we'll finish 14th, so we won't mention that. But you got 3 drivers in the top 10. It's got to be a great points race or team points race for you guys tonight.
Yeah, it's really nice to come out of the blocks real fast like that. I think Bobby and I finished top 5 last week, and it's just, we put in a lot of work. It's not like we're just showing up and saying, oh, this is what's going to work this week. We're actually putting a lot of work into it, especially on weeks like this where, you don't have any kind of setup shops or anything to fall back on. I think we got on like 3 nights for 2 hours at a time, just working on something, trying all different kinds of stuff, different packers, different cross weight settings, and honestly, we're still not there yet. We still got a lot more work to do, so hopefully everybody around here works just as hard as we do, and we get some really good racing at Michigan.
Yeah. Speaking of Michigan, we're going to Michigan next week. How are you liking your chances over there? Maybe to repeat.
I like Michigan. I don't know. I just always feel like I'm not as fast as everyone else there, but I like it. It's a unique racetrack. You don't run the bottom. You can kind of move around in 1 and 2. It's a cool racetrack. It's going to be all about who can trim their cars out the most and still keep them driving good over there. Because you're going to need a lot of speed down the straightaways to get around there.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing what you can do over there in Michigan. But before we let you go celebrate with the rest of the TCB guys, and who can we give a shout out tonight to?
Of course, got to thank everybody watching. Dad, uncle, definitely just all these guys on the team, man. We've been working on it pretty hard. I know it's showing on the racetrack, but I'm telling you, we still got a ways to go still. And I think once we get everybody driving happy and going fast, then it'll be some really good racing for you to put on.
There you go. All right, man. Well, we look forward to seeing you at Michigan, man. Congratulations once again on getting the win for you and the TCB guys tonight, man. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you next week, man.
Appreciate it, Michael.
All right, that is your winner tonight, David Bradford. Sorry, I almost said David Prince. He would have been so happy if I would have said that, but we'll definitely see you next week, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Send him home to TCB. All right, well, there you guys have it. At the end of the race, David Bradford's your big winner. Next week, we're going to Michigan International Speedway. But before we get there, this Thursday, I don't know where we're going with the ARCA cars, but the ARCA cars are going to come up racing Thursday. So tune in Thursday at 8 o'clock and get your ARCA fix in there. Sunday on Performance Motorsports Network with Brian Britt and Zachary Gardner, the trucks are going to take on Michigan International Speedway as well. We're right back here next week for the Monday night of Xfinity Series at Michigan as well. So look forward to seeing everybody tune in those 2 nights here at Global. Look forward to racing Sunday. Y'all can watch me race and wreck myself if possible. But for Global Racing Esports Network and Global Racing Xfinity Series, I'm Mike Lester. Good night.